Hi everyone, welcome back to Tania's Kitchen, where I show you simple and helpful recipes. So you remember last week's video, I did curry chickpeas and I got a lot of requests that how did I make the curry powder. So today I'm going to show you how to make homemade curry powder. But before I begin, we're going to talk a bit about spices. So as you know, spices could consist of garlic powder, turmeric, onion powder, cardamom, cumin, other spices like that. And just a tip, when you store your spices, make sure that they're stored in glass containers in a dark, cool place. And also, when you smell your spices, if it doesn't have any smell, there's no value in it anymore. So sometimes we keep our spices for like over a year and you think, it's going to flavor the food. Get rid of it and start afresh. So what I did, I bought the seeds in its whole form, the spices in their seed form. And then what we're going to do, we're going to toast them and blend them together and store them. So for this recipe, we have garlic powder, turmeric powder, onion powder. So these, for those of you who are not sure, it's cumin seeds, and cumin is very good for digestion. We have cardamom seeds. They're also good for digestion, and they can be used in savory meals as long as sweet and also sweet dishes. That's paprika. We have fennel seeds. Fennel seed is very good for digestion. So when sometimes people eat beans and they get gassy, when you're soaking your peas or your beans, overnight, you can put fennel in it and it will release the gases. And also we have coriander seeds. And all of these are good for bloating, digestive issues. So we are going to now combine all these ingredients. And basically what curry is just a mixture of spices. So people can add their own spices to it. It doesn't matter, it's what you like. You could actually add ginger, cloves and stuff like that. I don't use those really much to cook, so I'm just showing you what we use. So we're just gonna blend everything together. So the oven is set at 250 right now, and we're just gonna toast it to release the flavors. And when you are actually releasing the flavors, you're actually releasing volatile oils. That's what it's called. So that smell that you're getting is the oils that are just releasing its natural flavors and nutrients. So what we want to do is just shake it up a bit and just spread it out evenly, however best you can. And you want to put it in the oven. It's set for 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and you want it about 15-20 minutes. It depends on your oven. So you want to keep checking it in about like 5-7 minutes. You don't want it to burn. The tip is you want to smell it and you're like, okay, it's ready. So now we're going to stick it in the oven. All right, so it's starting to smell and it's like 15 minutes from my oven. So I'm going to take it out now. And what you want to do is just let it cool for a bit. So you just want to stir it up to just get everything together and just let it sit until it's cool, and then after that we're going to grind it up. All right, we'll be right back. So our spices have cooled, and now we're just going to blend them up. You can actually use a high-speed blender if you have one. If not, you have a coffee grinder, go ahead and use your coffee grinder. So we're just going to add everything into the blender. It smells so good. Wish you could smell it. It's really nice. All right, so here we go. Okay, so you want to, that smells really good. And you want to grind it until it gets all powdery. We don't want any hard stuff. So if the camera can just come in a little, smells good. So as we can see, everything is grounded down to a powdery form. And remember, we want to store it in a glass container. Because of the turmeric, everything will turn yellow, but don't worry about that. Just a tip, if you have bought powdery stuff, like say you buy a lot of garlic powder and onion powder, you're not going to use it within the next, say, 6 months. Take out what you need, store the rest in the freezer. And also, say if you have like parsley or basil or oregano, those have to be used within 3 months. So you want to keep those, those tips in mind, because remember, once the volatile compound is gone out of the food, it won't season your food to tasting. All right, so that's a tip. So now we're just going to pour it in our container, our glass container. And again, if you don't have a high-speed blender, if you have a coffee grinder, perfect. You'll just have to do it in smaller batches. All right. So there you have it, homemade curry powder made from scratch. So now you can go back and watch the previous chickpea recipe and make your own curry chickpeas. Thank you for watching. See you next time.